Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM, half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got 2/3 of the Coco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here, shaking the room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there way across the pond, talking about the Candyman himself. Talk about LK. Good to see you there. What's up, you old scallywag?
Scallywag, I haven't heard that word in like 15 years. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great. You know, it's spring here in Virginia. We've got some clear skies. The weather's starting to warm up a little bit. The flowers are blooming. The leaves are coming back on the trees. It's just absolutely beautiful weather out here. And if you can smell it, my friend, you know it's WrestleMania season. Oh, wait a minute. There's a little bit of a stench on that in the air right there now leading up to WrestleMania. And part of that is NXT. Of course, this was the go-home show until NXT Takeover Dallas. That'll take place on Friday night, April the 1st. And I got to ask you, man, if you checking out this show, did this show get you hyped? Did it do its job? Was it a win? Was it a loss? Or was it a tie?
Well, we all must have known going into this wasn't going to be, the 5-star wrestling match after 5-star wrestling match that we come to expect from NXT every single week. It was the go-home show. It had one job only, to get me pumped for the NXT TakeOver show on Friday night. And minus Baylor Joe, they didn't really do anything. They just had guys go out there, win squash matches, and they played it safe. Like, there's nothing wrong with playing it safe every now and then. I guess better than what Raw did, and Raw really went for it. I mean, Reigns and H had 3 segments dedicated to them. We're all pretty much the same, all brawling. And the one brawling segment in NXT had the crowd more involved than combining the 3 H and Reigns segments because the talent involved. And here's the question of the night. Are you more excited for TakeOver or WrestleMania? Like, honestly. I know there's going to be a part of you who's like, oh, but the TakeOver card looks better. But you got to consider the fact it's WrestleMania. Like, it is still WrestleMania, I don't know. I'm torn.
So you have some feelings brewing within inside you on this. Strong emotions. Yeah, I feel you on that one. To me, I'm going to give the show itself a loss, but I'll give the promos and the hype, I'll give that a win. Because, the show itself, it was protect everybody. Let's try to feature as many people who are going to be on this event as possible. Let's hype up their matches. Okay, now let's put them up against people that we know that they can beat. There's no tension, no drama whatsoever. But the video packages in between were actually pretty good. Particularly, I like the Bayley Asuka hype video. That was my personal favorite. I liked all the hype surrounding Shinsuke Nakamura. I absolutely love that. And I almost kind of wish they would have just not had this NXT and just played all the hype videos, because to be honest, I mean, I think the hype videos were the best thing about the show. Normally I sit through and watch, the whole show, because, even on bad ones, I'm like, you know what, there's always a silver lining on this cloud here. But this was just like, wow, everybody played it safe, and this was so fucking boring.
It wasn't boring because, at the end of the day, for people just say who bought the WWE Network on Monday after Raw, then this could be their first taste for NXT, and then it's introducing them to the talent who will be on the TakeOver pay-per-view. That's maybe how they were looking at it. However, Raw was shit, so they didn't have to worry about that. But I don't know. In the end of the day, it done the purpose. I think Baylor Joe segment was very well done. The Revival versus Tucker Knight and that jabron. I mean, Tucker Knight looked impressive. You got that going for it. There was nothing was bad. I mean, the Baron Corbin was okay. Nothing was bad. But, if I had a choice of last week's show or this week's show, I'd take this week's show any day of the week. I'm calling a spade a spade. Last week's show killed me inside. This week's show I enjoyed more. Maybe I'm just in the Mania spirit, the Mania season, baby, and I'm in a bit of more of a chirpy mood. But I enjoyed this week's show more than last week's show. It didn't drag. It was like, okay, it was an hour. It flew by. Last week, the last 20 minutes felt like someone was torturing me with a fucking machete up my ass.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. I know. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and break it down. There was really not much to this show, so if you're not a hardcore NXT fan or you want to check it out, I would not recommend you start with this show.
Cat. Everyone, cat sighting. Sorry, cat sighting. Sorry. Go on, Karen.
Well, yeah, I got them everywhere. Collect them like Pokemon, as Coco would say. Because apparently I adopt stray kittens. That's what I do. What are you doing with your life? All right, not much to this here. First match out the gate, American Alpha taking on Corey Hollis and John Skyler. Not much on this. They hit the Grand Amplitude on Hollis, got the win. The Revival, we're watching them backstage. I mean, this was just a squash match. It's a big hype leading up to their showdown between them and the Revival. Pretty much did its job to protect everybody. I think American Alpha is red hot. Do you think maybe they've waited too long to pull the trigger on American Alpha with this championship match, or do you think it's about the right time?
I don't think it's ever too late to pull the trigger. Well, there is the point where it's too late, but I think it's a respectable time to do it. They didn't wait too long. I mean, they've only been mega over since, I'd say, December. And if you realize, they only wrestle like once every 2 to 3 weeks on television. So if you actually think about it, you've only seen them about 8 to 10 times since they've been over properly. And in that time, they've beaten Blake and Murphy a few times. They've beaten a few enhancement talents a few times. And so I think now's the perfect time. And I'm going to be honest, I think they might keep the straps on Revival just to, the old swerved your brother, that Vince McMahon. That I know it's not run by Vince, but, H might want to impress him. Like, here you go, Vince, that I swerved them, brother. And Vince's like, I guess then they do a little high five. Boom, good job, Trips. Good job, my sonny boy. No, I honestly think. We'll talk about that when we do a prediction show tomorrow. Booms.
All right, and then we had a backstage one sit-down interview with Finn Balor saying that Samoa Joe's obsessed with all the wrong things, and Finn Balor says, "No, I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed with the championship since I won it in Tokyo back in July, and I'll prove that I'll still be the champion. I'll prove it when I'm still the champion after Takeover Dallas." Thought that was just a decent sit-down. Then. Oh, God, the guy I cannot stand, Baron Corbin. He takes on Mike Culari. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I believe he wrestles as QT Marshall.
Yeah, he's God's gift, QT Marshall. I fucking love that guy. He has a fucking
on the indies. I'm not familiar with. I've heard of him, but I'm not that familiar with him. He hits the end of days on him, and that's about all there was to it. His showdown with Austin Aries, who has only come out and gotten jumped, so that's all that he's done. Do you have high expectations for Austin Aries in NXT? Do you think he's going to have? You think it's a springboard to something bigger with the WWE, or do you think they're just going to do like Rhino? They keep him down there for a reason, and he's just going to be a stepping stone for Baron Corbin, kind of I guess another feather in his cap, if you will.
Yeah, I think I don't want to give too much away prediction-wise because obviously we're doing the show dedicated for that. But I think, I like how they have the mystique of Aries not coming out here. They could have easily had Aries come out. They could have brawled, but they didn't. They saved it, which clearly made the brawl at the end of the show actually mean something. But Aries and what's the build been? Aries got attacked on his debut. That's it. There's been no build. It's just been Corbin's been beating jabrones, which he's been doing for the past what feels like 70+ years. And it's like I don't know this guy. To be fair, Corbin's got himself in decent shape. He's got himself in decent shape. I just don't care. It's to the point where I don't. When I see him on a match card, I just have that groan in my heart, like it's like, oh, fuck. Like, it's just, he's not bad. He's not good. He's not average. He's just, I don't know what he is. Quite frankly, I do not know what this Corbin is. He's something else. He's on another fucking planet.
See, here's the thing. If you're going to be cocky, at least be good.
Yeah,
that's what I would tell Corbin. He is so goddamn self-centered, so fucking self-righteous. Like, but it's a character. Get it? He's a heel. Get it? No, he's a fucking douchebag. There's a difference between being a bad guy that's, a person portraying a bad guy and just being a bad guy and going out there and just turning it up to 11. He's turning it up to 11 because he's a fucking dick.
Yeah, this is the typical apologize trick. People go, "Oh, Corbin's a great heel. Look how much they're booing him." No, they're booing him because he can't wrestle. That's an apologize to Rick Rude category.
Exactly.
But hopefully Austin Aries can drag a good match out of the poor son of a bitch. But Corbin's got to carry the fucker. But back to your original question, I do think Aries will stay in NXT for a very, very, very long time. I don't think we will ever. I think Aries and Joe. I don't think we'll ever see, maybe Joe, but I don't think we'll see Aries up on the main roster. I mean, the guy must be going on of age right now. And what can he actually bring to the table? I mean, what can he bring? There's nothing he can do that anyone else can't. Like, there's nothing... I hate saying this. There's nothing special about him that stands out. Samoa Joe's this big Samoan, and he's a Samoan submission machine. Baron Corbin, he looks different. Finn Balor, different. What's different about Aries? He comes out, he wears trunks, and he's fucking awesome in the ring. He's the greatest man that has ever lived. Okay, cool. Like, what else you got for me? Give me a character.
And he's also a vegan.
And he's a vegan. That'll do. That's better than most characters these days in pro wrestling. That's a lot more than what the majority of them have. He comes out, I'm Austin Aries, I'm a vegan, and I'm the greatest vegan that has ever lived. And there you go. Then someone comes out and goes, actually, I'm the best vegan. And then they have a vegan showdown at fucking...
This is completely off topic here, but I wonder how long he's going to stay a vegan, because typically vegans, you can't physically be a vegan. You can only physically be a vegan for so long.
I don't know. What does vegan means? You can't eat meat, fish, dairy, but can't you buy specific vegan? It's kind of like meat, but it's not.
Yeah, well, vegan means you just can't consume anything that comes from an animal, period. Like, you can't have honey, you can't drink milk, you can't eat cheese. Obviously, you can't eat meat. You don't wear wool. I mean, you don't have anything to do with anything that comes from an animal whatsoever. I mean, you can't even so much as sip on chicken broth. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the way it is. And human beings are not meant to live that way. And people who are vegans, either they're just being vegans, they just started being a vegan, or they're hitting their stride with it. But after a while, I mean, your body kind of breaks down because you need protein. I mean, it's just, the human body can only deal with it for so long. So, I mean, the case in point was Daniel Bryan. I mean, Daniel Bryan, he became a vegan because of staph infections, and even after a while, I mean, he stayed a vegan for a while. And I know we're going to get back on this in a second. I'm just thinking this is just kind of out there. I just thought it was a weird fact, so why not expound upon it a little bit? It's still a little bit more interesting than some of the matches. Hey-o. And even after a while, I think he even started maybe going back to eat, he started out small, I think eating chicken or something again. But I don't know. But anyway, let's get back on the topic here. Anyway, after the teaser here for Austin Aries, we saw the video package I mentioned about Shinsuke Nakamura, and what I think was really weird is they actually used video clips from your neck of the woods, from Revolution Pro Wrestling, instead of New Japan. And I thought now they can't say that New Japan doesn't ever help them out, because New Japan has given them clips before. They've used New Japan clips before, but I guess they got either maybe they've got a better working relationship with Revolution Pro, or maybe it's cheaper to use those clips. I don't know, but they use that, and they even had the hype. And I love the video pack where they had Jason Albert talking about him. They had AJ Styles talking about him. Kevin Owens talking about him. Trying to hype up the fact that this guy is a big deal around the international circuit. Some of the guys during their time on the international circuit came across him, and they're saying, no, this guy is good. So if you're not familiar with the King of the Strong Style, he's worth your time. He is worth checking out. And by the way, I just heard a rumor today that he will be allowed to keep the Bama knee strike.
Allowed. It's so bad that we have to think and worry about if wrestlers can use wrestling moves in a wrestling ring. That's ridiculous and ludicrous. But yeah, it was a good video. I think the reason they do that is because obviously they announced that 2 of the qualifiers for the Global Cruiserweight Series will be in Rev Pro, and 2 of them will be in Progress Wrestling. So I think they're kind of just giving them a little bit of publicity, giving them a little bit of a help. And I think
that makes sense.
Because if in the end of the day, if people saw that and thought Revolution, what the fuck is that? And then they type it in their Google machine, and then they're like, oh, that's only down the road from me. I'm going to go to that. That's a ticket sale. So I think it's good by NXT for supporting companies like that. And why would they do that? New Japan's no knock on Ring of Honor or TNA, but their biggest competition.
Well, they may,
so it's kind of stupid to give out free.
After WWE just rated like 4 of their talents at once.
Yeah, but, they got that big pay-per-view coming up on April the 10th. It looks Naito Okada seems pretty damn impressive. So
I'm going to check that out. So yeah. And then after that there was the No Way Jose teaser.
Oh, dude, that was shit. That was fucking awful.
Come on, I thought it was catchy.
Awful.
No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Come on, it's catchy.
Dude, after like that, that's long enough. That's long enough for the promo. This promo never ended. It was like that. Just imagine that on a 30-second loop. It was like, fucking hell. Is this like some YouTube troll in the comment section or something? Fucking hell. It was awful. Awful.
I just thought it was a little catchy tune, and I heard it last week, and I was like, I liked it this week. Next, we saw the hype video for Dash and Dawson. They did that as they started their match against Steve Cutler and Tucker Knight. I will say this: it was impressive seeing the Revival getting big old Tucker Knight up for the Shatter Machine.
Yeah, he took it like a man as well, didn't he? Yeah, he was pretty impressive.
Like a fucking boss. I don't know. He's been on the fucking undercard roster for like fucking forever. He's been jobbing like crazy. I mean, are they gonna put this guy out there, or are they gonna let him go, or what the hell? I mean, what's the progress with this guy? Him and Cutler both. They've been using them for jobber spots for a while now. I mean, here's a question: how long till you sign somebody and you start working with them? Do you go, okay, by this point they need to be at this point here and in the ring work it out, or we just need to go ahead and let them go? What's that point?
I don't know, because at the end of the day, everyone learns at different speeds. It could take someone 5 years to catch on, or it could take them 10 years to catch on. You don't know how long it takes for them to fully grasp it. So in the end of the day, from what I saw of this Tucker Knight, I was impressed. Steve Cutler he's in great shape. He could do like some psycho gimmick, but nothing. I didn't see nothing wrong with him, and I'm going to be honest, I pretty enjoyed this match. There was nothing special by any means of the imagination, but it was respectable. It really was respectable.
All right. Next, we had Apollo Crews take on Alex Riley, and to me, I thought, okay, this is a pretty decent match, and it's over. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, all right, this seems to be a little bit one here where it's not completely predictable, but then you got a couple guys that got a little bit of name power to them here, and I was like, okay, I'm a big Apollo Crews fan. Apollo Crews, and I've got some theories coming up, and maybe I should save it for pay-per-view profits when we do that. But Apollo Crews, I've got a feeling that NXT, WWE, they're going to push him. He's like the Cam Newton of NXT, except for he's not a douchebag. He's just the complete package. I mean, the guy's got size. I mean, he's got an impressive physique. He's got good charisma. He's fairly decent on the microphone. I mean, at least I haven't had any problems with anything about him promoting his matches or hyping up things. Phenomenal athlete. I mean, he's just I think he's a future NXT champion. I'm just going to say it right now. I think Apollo Crews sometime in the future. You know what? Fucking book it right now. Wow. Fact or fiction, I haven't done this in a while. Fact or fiction, Apollo Crews wins the NXT championship within the next 18 months. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, fact.
You going to go fact? Going to go fact? Okay, I'm going to go fact as well. 18 months, Apollo Crews will be a champion. Book it.
The only way that doesn't happen is if he gets called up to the main roster, but I do not see that happening at all.
And you know what would be funny?
What?
The thing that would be funny is if Apollo Crews wins the NXT championship, then NXT will officially have had more black champions than the WWE championship that would have held the WWE championship.
That didn't. What would you classify as the WWE title? Because Booker T and Mark Henry won the world championship.
I'm splitting. I know I'm probably splitting hairs here, but that was the world title, which was presented until they gave it to John Cena to polish up. It was the lesser of the two titles.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but what happens when it what? No. Because what happens when the brand split? And like that's like saying like when Batista had the world title in 05 and 06, which is when King Booker had the belt.
Mhm.
You're telling me in 06, 05 that the world title was secondary? How many times did we see the world title go on main
I'm talking
eventing?
about, I'm talking about like after, when the whole brand split thing fell apart.
Oh yeah. Henry's world
That's
title
what I'm
reign was
talking.
bullshit.
And that's just, I mean, yeah, the world champion. It does. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was held as the most, it was the highest title that you could win on SmackDown. But when, but the fact of the matter is the WWE title was there, and they had to bring in the world title because they needed another title to, for for people to feud over when they did the brand split. So they created the world. They brought in the world title. But you've had the WWE championship since the company's inception, and since the company's inception, they've had, and you can look this up. They've had a Middle Eastern man as the champion, a Hispanic as the champion. They've had, you can get picky here. Depends on if you recognize Antonio Inoki or not. So you've had an Asian as the champion. But you've only had, and there's some asterisks on this one, but The Rock is the only African American champion that they've had.
Yeah, but he's not black. In my opinion, he's not black.
I'm like you. I'm like, well, he's biracial because he's half black, half Samoan. But from, understand that The Rock considers himself African American, and if that's what he considers himself, fine, then I'll count it. We'll say one. But that's still one. It's still fucking one. Out of all the fucking, since the fucking 1960s, baby. Since the 1960s, one black champion. And NXT created what, 2010, 2011?
But fucking, in theory, developmental wise, what, late 2012? So it's what, 4 years?
Yeah, roughly 4 years. They've had, now, granted, they've only had one black champion in Biggie Langston, but if Apollo Crews wins it, he'll become the second African American champion they've had, and will officially have surpassed WWE in regards to African American champions. Wow, this just turned towards racism, and I don't like that because I don't want to seem like I'm that kind of person. But I just thought it was like a weird fact, just something to bring in. Where was I going with this again? Oh, yeah, I hope Apollo Crews becomes NXT champion. Sorry, I just pulled a fucking CocoSports, didn't I?
You fucking did. You really, really did.
I did. This moment brought to you by KocoSports.com/ProWrestling.me. Come for the review, stay for the racism.
Fuck it, don't. Someone will mini-clip that shit. We'll be off the air.
What the fuck? Coco's like, Boom, what the fuck did you say? We got flagged by YouTube again.
Stop your damn porn reviews, Boom Boom. Stop them.
Oh, yeah, you review one fucking porno. Ooh, you become like a pariah.
What's so funny about all of this? Okay, just take a minute of self-reflection. Okay, take a self-reflection. We are three grown men with either wives or girlfriends, and we sit talking into a mic and to an audience we call the internet infantry, talking about fake men, men pretending, reenacting a professional wrestling match, talking about lineage of championship belts which are predetermined, and we do this every single fucking day of our lives. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Sometimes it cracks me up. Sometimes I sit back and think, what the fuck? We sit here talking. We have commenters commenting, asking us our opinion on a porn stars. Okay, we get everything. It's so fucking ludicrous. It's so fucking funny, but it's fucking incredible at the same time. We live such interesting lives. It's incredible. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I wouldn't change it either. I love this. I love that's what I'm gonna keep doing as long as I can. Let's see here. Then they hyped up the Asuka Bayley match. Wow, this is going to be a hell of a segue going back into this after the fucking racism and porn rants here. But then they had Sami Zayn, which I mentioned, his role in NXT. Basically, this is going to be his last NXT match. He's wrapping up with the NXT. He's already wrapped up his last live event. This will be his last NXT event, period. Then he's going up to the main roster full time. Then we get to the main event, Samoa Joe taking on Bull Dempsey, who has left the company, by the way. Bull Dempsey, not Samoa Joe.
Yes.
And he gets the win, submission with Coquina Clutch. Then he locks on the hold, refuses to let it go. The wrestlers come in, try to pry him off. This brings out Finn Balor. Balor starts kicking him. Joe lets go of Dempsey, and then they start brawling all over the building, and then it gets awkward, and then we go off the air.
Dude, just take a moment, okay? Just a sly, just a small one. You don't have to take a long one. Just a short moment.
Mm-hmm.
Take it in. Breathe in. You can count yourself to sleep a few times. You can get excited. You breathe in. Everyone take a deep breath. Not a long one. Not a long one. Just a deep one.
Right.
Let it set in. That will be the last ever time you have to sit through a Bull Dempsey match. Get in there, my son. That's what I'm talking about. That life. You know what? You know what I just said about us being imbeciles? I don't care. I'll happy be an imbecile for the rest of my life. I never, ever have to sit down and watch a Bull Dempsey match ever again. My God, God. Literally, when he was choking, I'm like, yeah, just keep it on. Keep it. Lock it in, Joe. Lock it in. Fucking rip that fucker's head off. Rip his fucking head off. And, Regal's mannerisms, though. Top draw. Regal's mannerisms were really, really good there. And I loved the brawl. I absolutely loved the brawl. I loved how weak Bull Dempsey looked. He didn't get protected at all. You know, he made Joe look like a mess. Actually, no, that's putting him over. And he didn't really make Joe look good, did he? Really? He did understand how happy I'm. Like, that's the best WrestleMania present I've had in years. That's better than Mania build-up, that is. That's Takeover. I'll never forget this go-home show as long as I live. Okay, write this fucking day down. Why am I excited a guy lost his job? I'm such a horrible prick. I'm coming on here excited, giving round of applauses from a computer because a guy has lost his job and probably got hit financially. But you know what? I don't care because Bull Dempsey's a piece of shit. And I'm so happy I never have to sit through one of his fucking awful matches again. The next release I want is Zack Ryder. Now make that happen.
All right. You know, let me ask you this then: What are you more excited for, WrestleMania 32, or are you more excited for NXT Takeover Dallas?
As a wrestling show, it's got to be Dallas, probably Takeover. Sorry, but I don't know. I got that gut feeling that Mania is going to be good. I don't know. Last year I didn't get it. Last year I was such a negative Nelly heading into the show, and it surprised me. So maybe this year is a bit more lenient, and my feelings are a bit more biased because last year was better than anticipated. But the build up, I can't remember a build up where, if you actually look at the matches, if you look at the three main matches for WrestleMania. Triple H, Roman Reigns, okay? If Triple H wins, I'm going to be angry because he's the bad guy on television, and you don't want the bad guy with the belt because you want the good guy to have the belt. But if the good guy, Roman Reigns, gets the belt, you're going to be angry because Roman Reigns is shit.
I got a better idea. Can we put the belt on Roman Reigns' hair?
Oh, dude, his hair. Oh, my God, in the wind at Dallas, Texas can look amazing. And Shane take it, okay? If Shane wins, Taker retires. I don't want Taker to retire. But if Taker wins, then the Authority is staying, and I don't want the Authorities to stay. This is kayfabe. If Brock Lesnar wins, that upsets me because I like Dean Ambrose. If Dean Ambrose wins, that upsets me because I like Brock Lesnar. Logic. All three main event matches, I don't want anyone to win. And that's as a casual fan looking at that. That's as a casual fan. Not as a fucking podcaster or a fucking hardcore wrestling fan. That's as a casual viewer watching that. Come on, that's poor booking. Whereas Takeover Dallas, it's clear heels, baby faces. Joe is your heel, Baylor is your baby face. I want Baylor to beat Joe because Joe's being a douche. I want Aries to beat Corbin because Corbin's being a douche. I want Cruz to beat fucking Drift guy because Cruz is the face, because Cruz is the good guy. And then you got Sami Zayn versus Nakamura, which is just a dream match and a debut. So I would say Takeover just on build and just on fucking common sense. Like, it's not brain surgeon stuff they've done. It's just common sense and logical writing. It's appalling.
I agree. It just shows what happened. I mean, and here's the thing. You know, you can make the argument, well, you know, WWE, the main roster, they've had a lot of injuries. They've had to shift on the fly. And you know why that's true. But NXT, they've done a slow progression. Everything makes sense. And And I think it's just good booking.
Dude, NXT, if you actually look at the roster, it's so thin.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
you actually look at the roster,
God, yeah.
like, minus enhancement talent, you've got no one. So, you can't say that, they've had to deal with what they've got. NXT have like a quarter of the roster in main star wise, and people are always on television. So fuck off. That's not an excuse in my opinion. It's just bad writing, and you can't. You're only as good as your writers. The talent could go out there and like bust their ass, like at Mania. The talent going to go out there and put on clinics, but if the writing's not there, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, in NXT, you would think the way that they're booking that they'd have like 50, 60 guys on the roster. How many? I think they've got what, 20 tops?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Like,
and I'm not counting people like in the back, still working out in the developmental center. I'm talking like people who could actually go out there and wrestle. Maybe 20.
Yeah, I'd say that actually are like we actually know their names. Yeah, they have characters. Probably 15 to 20. They're not a lot. There's really not a lot.
All right. Well, review's over. So if y'all want to, peace out, that's fine. But we're going to answer questions. Internet Infantry is chomping at the bit here. I'd like to say hello to Ray Mastani, Andy Paps, and motherfucking Wrestling Rantin', baby. He is here. Hell yeah. Gotta love him. He's got a so much better show than ours. I don't know why he even bothers stopping by, but I like him a lot. And I like his offensive movie reviews.
He feels bad for us, Booms.
Yeah, he does. I like his offensive movie reviews. I like it when he ripped into the Ghostbusters trailer. So, woohoo, check that out, kids. It's on the YouTubes. Free plug. All right. Okay, let's see. LK, when are you doing the podcast with Coco?
Sorry?
It's right in the study. He wants to know, when are you going to do a podcast with Dave Coco?
If he means when I'm doing the show of Wrestling Ranting for the Mania 6 review, then we're doing that next Tuesday. We'll be reviewing WrestleMania 6. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good show. I literally just finished watching it. We're going to do it tonight, but plans change, and you change with the times. And we now moved it to Tuesday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I took fucking shed loads of notes because I know this guy's a fucking brainiac and a brain surgeon when it comes to the history of pro wrestling. So I brought my A game. I sat there. I got about 4 pages of notes. And I literally ripped word for word the Jake Roberts promo. That's how good it was. I watched it like 5 times. Literally, that was probably one of the best promos I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I can die a happy man. If I had a heart attack right now, live on air, because all the monsters I've drunk, I don't give a fuck because I just sat through Jake Roberts' promo at WrestleMania 6 because I was out of this fucking world.
Okay, according to a major internet rumor that Ray Mastani just made up, the Balor Club will debut at WrestleMania 30 in the Shane Taker match. Your thoughts? Well, if it happens, yeah, it'll definitely be a surprise. I don't know if it'll make any sense, but yeah, it would be a big surprise. I don't know who's reporting that. I guess Ray Mastani, who just made that up, did.
No. You asked that, and then he put JD from NY206 reported it.
Okay. Well, fuck yeah. Now we know. Okay. Well, shit. Why didn't you just say so? Fuck.
Fuck. So that's a fact. You're not reporting that. That's a fact already. JD from NY2. I recognize that from somewhere. I recognize that from something. I reckon that's that.
I mean, he's no Mets fan.
Oh, fucking great.
All right. And what are the chances of a Shane heel turn against Taker with Vince plotting Taker's career?
That could happen. But then when you think about whenever you do predictions or do you think it will happen, you have to realize if every good idea you have, throw that out the window. When you actually talk about what will happen, take all those good ideas, okay, and think of the worst possible solution. That's what you'll actually get. So when we do a prediction and a preview, the preview will be this should happen. The prediction is, look, this will happen because it's the worst of the options. So if we think about it, the worst option is no one actually gets the win and it's a bullshit finish and the crowd boo. That's what's going to happen. It's just the way how WWE works. You just always do.
I wouldn't be too shocked on that one because they're giving away WrestleMania for free. Like if you've not already subscribed to the network, you can subscribe to the network for free. Get WrestleMania for free. A show that I think with the cheap seats are what, $250 a piece, and they're going to give that away, and they're going to give that away to everybody sitting at home. So if it turns out to be a shit show, I mean, WWE's going to be like, well, fuck it, we gave it to you for free. It was like the same thing as watching Raw.
It's not a good business move either.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's an awful. I'm not saying it's a good business move. I'm just saying, I got a feeling that WWE could just do that. They could go, well, we're going to give it to you for free anyway, so what the fuck are you complaining? You just watched a pay-per-view that normally in years past would cost you at least $60.
Wow, $60. I think it's 90. I don't know how much it is over here because I think it's $19.99, which is about $25-$30. So we always got it cheaper.
Yeah, because way back in the day, God, it makes me sound old. Well, back in my day, back when we had the satellite dishes, we had to mash a button. And on the button on your remote, and they bought the pay-per-view, and it'd show up on your cable bill. No, yeah, it used to be like, I think it was like a regular pay-per-view was like $25-$30. If you got to Mania, it was like $50 to $60. I guess it depended on where you lived and if you wanted an HD or not. But yeah, but bottom line, but I guess my point is they're even if it sucks, WWE could come up with excuse. Well, we gave it to you for free, and if you're already subscribing to the network, you paid $10 and you got a whole month of like other stuff.
Yeah, I can see that, but that's no excuse.
Yeah, I agree.
Then they've been doing this free month for fucking ever. So yeah, you're telling me Extreme Rules they're gonna go, oh, you can sign up for the WWE Network, you get Extreme Rules for free. What? I don't care. I've already had my free WrestleMania. I don't care. Fuck you. Bye. Turn off. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I think what they do is they try to do everything at the beginning of the month, so you subscribe to it, and for you to subscribe to it for free, like you still have to put in like an email address, your name, and I believe even like a credit or debit card. And what companies like this do is sorry, I'm gonna do some technical. Go ahead. I've got the I've got it covered up. Sorry, my wife has to walk by and she doesn't want to be on camera, so that's why I'm covering it up right now. But I'll finish up my point here. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. This technical difficulty is brought to you by KocoSports.com/ProWrestling.me. You'll see me again in just a second. Just listen to the soothing sounds of my voice.
You're okay. I've took the camera off you anyway.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. What was the question again? I'm sorry. I got distracted there.
Fuck those. I was just like, shit, get the camera off you. You were talking. Oh, Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick. I have no fucking clue what you were talking about. You were talking about cable providers. Then you were talking about network. That's it. You were talking about how you have to put in your debit card. What you have to do is you have to put in your debit card, and typically what'll happen is you'll forget about it. And then when you check your bank statement the next month, you're going to see the money taken out of your account, and you're like, oh well, crap. Damn, I guess I got a whole other month of WWE. I guess that's kind of what they're aiming for. I know they tried to pull that crap with me with Amazon. Amazon was like, oh, hey, we see you want to buy some stuff. Will you sign up for Amazon Prime? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, but it's free. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'll sign up for it. And it got a few weeks in, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Now, luckily I caught it, because otherwise these guys were going to charge me like $75 Fucking hell.
To be part of Amazon Prime. And I don't order, I order off Amazon, but not often enough to justify being a Prime member.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
So I think that's how they're going to try to get their money, so they get that bump after the next quarter.
But the issue is, though, so April, the quarter one will be absolute astronomical numbers. It obviously will, and I'm not going to deny that. But quarter two, how many people will unsubscribe, and then non-wrestling fans who own the non-wrestling, like knowledgeable people about the wrestling business who have shares in the company, they then check quarter two financials, and their network subscriptions are down, merchandise sales are down, everything is down because it's no longer a WrestleMania period. Then those shareholders are going to think, oh, fuck, I'm taking my money away. And they're going to lose shitloads of money. And the stocks will go down. I guarantee you, Q2 in June, the share will go down a lot. I promise. This is the worst business decision I think I've ever bared witness in my fucking life.
All right. Ray Mastani wants to know, is Balor losing at TakeOver? Well, Ray, you'll find out our answers to that when we do our pay-per-view profits. Probably we're going to get that up in the next 24 hours or so. So stay tuned. We will have we'll have pay-per-view profits on NXT TakeOver Dallas, and we'll let you know our picks there. Ray Mastani also wants to know, best way to turn Reigns heel at WrestleMania 32. They don't have to do a damn thing. He's already there.
No, it's Spear Rock. Spear Rock.
Spear the Rock. Spit on kids in the front row. Say Daniel Bryan had a horrible career. Tear up a CM Punk T-shirt in the middle of the ring. Superman punch Dean Ambrose in the face. Call Cesaro's mother a whore. Not gonna have to do much here.
Put on a John Cena T-shirt and he's there. He's the man.
There you go.
God, his hair will look beautiful in a John Cena shirt, wouldn't it?
All right, let's see. What match should kick off WrestleMania? I'm going to go with the IC title ladder match like they did last year. I think that was a great way to kick off last year, and I think they should do the same thing this year. They
probably will. Probably will.
And you knew this one was coming.
Fuck, marry, kill, or didn't they add a fourth one? What was it? Spank as well?
Yep, you got that correct. It's fuck, marry, kill, spank, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, and AJ Lee.
Oh, it's gotta be marry AJ. Fuck, marry. Give me the options again. Kill Becky Lynch. I don't see the attraction of her. Can't believe I just said that. So we got fucking fuck and fuck. I got fuck, marry, spank. So I got fucking spank left, and who are my two options?
You got Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, and AJ.
Oh, second thoughts. I'll fuck Bayley and spank Charlotte. Oh no, actually, I'll swap. I'll kill Charlotte and then I'll spank Becky. At least she has like an ass to spank. Fuck, we're even critiquing their ass. What a fucking review this is.
Yeah, no. Ray's not making it easy, but let's see. I would fuck Becky Lynch. I'd marry Bayley. I'd kill AJ and spank Charlotte.
You wouldn't want to spank AJ Lee's ass over Charlotte's.
Dude, it's a tough call. It's tough. I mean, come on, these are hard questions.
No. You would rather, if Charlotte's ass was in front of you and AJ's was, you would pick to spank Charlotte's ass over AJ's. AJ's ass. AJ's ass.
It was a tough call, but I made it.
Dude, do you know what? Fuck that question. Do you know what makes that even 10 times better? Your wife just came in the room about fucking 5 minutes ago, and now you're talking about fucking other women. Oh, unbelievable. She must be thinking, what the fuck kind of show is she running in there?
She went back to bed, and believe me, she knows about my bullshit hobby. So she just bought roll her eyes and go like, what the fuck ever? Like that would ever happen.
But she's up there like,
all right, I'm gonna play
on the phone to her. Go on.
Yeah, I'm going to play this game with Ray Mastani because maybe he'll quit doing it after this. Nurse Dr. Dennis, Braun Strowman, Big Show, or Kane. So which one would you want to be your nurse? Which one would you want to be your doctor? And which one would be your dentist? For me, my dentist would be Kane because that's what he wants to hear. Big Show would be my doctor, and Strowman be my nurse because fuck it, Strowman, that little white little cap with the red cross would be freaking hilarious.
I can tolerate the first question, Ray Mastani. We tolerate them because we do get entertainment out of this. But what, because we actually have something to break down. What the fuck? There's no gains for having either one. Strowman's an imbecile. Big Show's an imbecile. Kane's, I don't want them near me. I don't want their big hands near me. I mean, Kane in a nursing outfit could be fucking hilarious, but then it could be funny on Big Show. Big Show. I don't know. No, I'm not even going to contemplate giving an answer for this question.
All right. Since the Battle Royal is moving to the main card, is there going to be a surprise entrant winning? Well, there's going to have to be some surprise entrants. I was kind of hoping they'd bring back the Access where somebody on the NXT roster could win an opportunity to participate in the Battle Royal like they did last year when Hideo Itami won and got in the Battle Royal and actually lasted a fair amount of time in there. I wouldn't be surprised if they used more NXT guys with all the injuries that they have going on right now.
Yeah, there's 4 spots available left for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, could see NXT competitors in there.
Let's see. Booms, your thoughts on Shane and Taker segment and Reigns being booed? I didn't watch either of them, so that's all I can say about it.
Right. Here's the description
to
you. Description to you, Booms. Reigns and Triple H tried 3 times to get the match over. 3 times. 1 in hour 1, 1 in hour 2, 1 in hour 3. And at the end, the crowd chanted, "You still suck," and booed Roman Reigns as Michael Cole screaming at the top of the lungs, "Oh my God, this is going to be awesome at WrestleMania. Come fucking sign up to the WWE Network," and blah, blah, blah. And you're there like, this is the worst thing in my life. Shane and Taker was fucking awesome. I recommend you to watch that segment, actually. Just watch the highlights on the WWE website. It's really fucking good, actually.
All right. Let's see. Do you think a brand split is happening? No, because the rosters are already hurting right now. And if you split it in half, I mean, that's like a freaking death sentence. I mean, they can't even carry a 3-hour Raw with all the talent that they're having right now. Imagine halving that.
Yeah, if they cut Raw down to 2 hours, then that's viable, but not at 3. No way.
If Rock helps Reigns win, will they be booed like in the Royal Rumble? Probably.
That's what they're gonna do, isn't it? That's what they're fucking gonna do. There you go. That whoever sent in that question, bingo. That's probably what they're gonna do. Because they haven't announced Rock to do anything. Triple H is going to go for the pedigree. If after cheating, like the ref gets bumped, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, big fucking pop for the Rock. The Rock comes down, fucking Rock bombs Triple H, puts Reigns on top of him. 1, 2, 3. The semi hope of, please, it's the Rock. It's WrestleMania. It was a surprise. Like, please. But I guess what? They're going to, no matter what happens, if Reigns wins, the crowd are going to boo. Next night on Raw, they must hit that reset button and just have him come out and just be a prick. Just say, look, I gave you my blood, sweat, and tears, and what do I get from it? Booing me? But why are you booing me? Like, the past few weeks, I don't even want to be near you. That's why I've been coming down the ramp. Just something like that. No, just fucking be a dick. He's a fucking arsehole on interviews. Booms. You said off air that interviews, interviews are amazing. This guy is the most biggest prick. And do you know what he goes? He goes, sometimes it's really difficult because the pressure. I'm like micromanaged. I'm like, dude, you're like the number 1 babyface in the company, and you're whinging on an internet show about being micromanaged, you unprofessional prick. Like that's like you interviewing me. So how does it feel about being on KocoSports? It's kind of scary sometimes because sometimes the audience doesn't like me. Like, dude, that'll make me look like an absolute imbecile. You're like, oh, fuck off. I'm not fucking watching that guy ever again. He's a fucking idiot. He can't even handle himself like a fucking star.
And that actually, okay, that leads into another question, but I'll go ahead and answer that. When he said on that interview, it's like, oh, I don't understand why people are booing me. And I'm like, are you in WWE that goddamn dense? I mean, they
don't listen to their audience. They don't. I mean,
I would be willing to buy Roman Reigns as a champion if they built him up correctly. I mean, for one, they needed to break him off from the Shield persona. He needed to go out and do his own thing, but instead he kept all the Shield stuff. It was like, and something like this has happened before, not quite to this extent, but there was a heel faction at one point called the Varsity Club. It had Mike Rotundo. It had Dr. Death Steve Williams. It had the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. Well, before he's the Taskmaster, but Kevin Sullivan. And it was basically all these college wrestlers got together and, basically being dicks. Well, Captain Mike Rotundo breaks off from it, and he still kept like the same thing, the same name, Captain Mike Rotundo, but it made no sense. Same thing with Roman Reigns. I mean, he's part of the Shield. He breaks off from the Shield. He keeps the same intro music, keeps the same entrance, keeps wearing the same ring gear, and then they make him do things that he wouldn't do. Like picture any television show. Okay, I'll tell you what, Arrow, because I watched that show tonight before I came on air. I watched Arrow. And every TV show has kind of got their own rules because it's its own universe where it's its own setting, everything there, and it would just be like Oliver Queen, like in this episode, he's trying to stop. This woman has robotic bees that swarm like this giant building, and she's trying to steal like this computer chip from in the diagrams and stuff from this company in Starling City. And and then it would be like Oliver Queen, the character played by Stephen Amell, just suddenly bursting into song about how bad it is because it's never happened before, and it's just so out of character for him. It would be so out of character, out of the show's premise. It would be so out of place in that universe. It would be ridiculous. Whereas if you turn on like American Idol or High School or Glee or High School Musical, then okay, that makes sense there. But with Roman Reigns, it totally makes sense. Like him, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, it just seems so contrary to his character. And I think if they would have stayed more with what made him popular with the Shield, I don't think he would have got the pushback. But I think what got the pushback was the fact that they booked him completely contrary to his character, and then WWE doubled down on it and go, no, you really want this guy. You really like this guy. We're like, no, we don't. It's like, it would be like you go out on a date with somebody, and okay, you're kind of into him a little bit, but you want to find out more about him, so thus you're going out on a date, and you're thinking, okay, maybe I'd like, maybe give him a little kiss at the end of the night, and before you could do anything, they just jam their tongue right down your throat. Like you're thinking about maybe giving them a little smooch and maybe, maybe see where things develop. Instead, they got their tongue down your throat. Okay, you know what? Now there's never going to be any more fucking dates, period. No, I don't. No, get the fuck away from me. I don't ever want to fucking see you again.
I don't know. I think it depends on who you are, because I think Rey Mysterio might love that. He might be that. Oh, yes. That might be Rey Mysterio's dream.
No, that would be Rey Mysterio. It's like, you want to kiss? Okay, we'll do it on 3. 1. Okay, Ray, settle the fuck down, son. Okay, and that's what I felt like. And as soon as they did that, WWE did that to us with Roman Reigns. Automatically, we were just like, no, we're not going to be told who we like. We're not going to be told to sit down and shut the fuck up. And they booed the hell out of him. And I think WrestleMania 32 is punishment for WrestleMania 31 because we didn't cheer them because they had to rebook that entire main event to save the damn show so they didn't get a goddamn just all-out fucking rebellion and negative reviews. They had to rebook that, and they said, okay, we need to go back from square one. And we thought, okay, go back to square one. Make him what made him. No, we're going to keep double down on the same stuff, keep doing the same stuff that made him unpopular. We're going to do it again, but maybe this time they'll like it. And basically, I think the main event for WrestleMania 32 is WWE giving the fans the middle finger, telling us to bend over and grab our fucking ankles because guess what? We're getting it whether we like it or not. And again, I can make another joke about Rey Mysterio, but I'm not going to go there.
I think main event will be Taker versus Shane anyway. I honestly, I can't see the...
I think so because they don't want to risk it. Because that brings me here's another question. There's also a rumor about fans boycotting the Reigns and Triple H match and walking out. Your thoughts? Now, that maybe WWE's heard that. Maybe that's why possibly Shane and Taker will go on last because this may wind up something. I think it was WrestleMania 24 where it was Edge versus Undertaker. Everybody knew the fucking Undertaker was winning. So everybody was like, well, fuck it. This match is starting. I don't give a shit. Let's just go walk out. Let's go get to the car. Let's go beat the traffic. They don't want to see a half-empty arena at the end when Roman Reigns holds up the title and the breeze catches his hair just right and his little dark locks go flowing through the wind. And he's like, yes, I finally did it. I'm the champion. After over a year of jamming me down your throats, I'm finally the champion. Love me. Love me. They don't
but if you don't love me,
they don't want to do that wide shot and there's people still walking out. There's empty seats everywhere. They know people care about Taker, and they know people are excited about Shane coming back. So if you make that last, then you get that big, okay, that's going to do it. This will go down as a great WrestleMania. Good night from Dallas. And they do that wide shot, and the crowd's going crazy, and the music's playing. Oh, my God, this is amazing. Yeah, that's what they're going for because they don't want to have on pay-per-view people fucking walking out.
Yeah, makes sense. So they'll do the opposite. So Triple H and Reigns will main event.
So yeah, if you walk it, so that way, if you do say, okay, we're going to walk out for the Reigns Triple H match, well, you're going to miss Shane Taker.
Yeah, no, I think personally you're a moron for walking out of WrestleMania anyway. For instance, last year, I mean, how many people might have walked out of that? I mean, I know it's Brock, but at the end of the day, if you walked out of that and you missed Seth Rollins cashing in, you would think you're a bit of an imbecile.
Mm-hmm.
It's always it's like football games. You don't leave until the fucking last kick of the last ball is done. You don't leave early unless you have to either catch a train or catch some form of transport. Like, same as wrestling shows, you'd never, ever leave until they say, look, thanks for coming. Because you don't know what you're going to miss.
All right, let's see. I'm going to get through these questions here. Let's see. Okay, Rey Mysterio's at it again. Fuck, marry, kill, spank. Gail Kim, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Stephanie McMahon.
I'd kill Asuka. First one. Spank Stephanie. Marry Sasha Banks and fuck Gail Kim.
Okay, let's see. I would fuck Asuka. I'd marry Sasha. I'd spank Gail Kim, and I'd kill Stephanie.
Really?
Yeah, really. I stand behind that because I love me some Asian. Hey, what's that saying? Once you go Asian, you'll never go Caucasian.
Don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that line.
Coco does.
Coco gets every fucking line. Dirty fuck.
Let's see. Is Apollo Crews the next Bobby Lashley? No, because I think Apollo Crews will stay in professional wrestling.
He is in professional wrestling. Kind of.
Love that fall. He's in professional wrestling. Sorta. Maybe. When he's not doing MMA.
He's still doing MMA. He's doing Bellator and TNA at the same time. Because TNA's schedule's so light, he can do both.
Will Nakamura be NXT champion?
Probably.
You know what? I would, if this was like up on the main roster, I'd be like, I'm not so sure because WWE's history and minorities, but NXT, I feel like the door's wide open. I really feel like the best person who connects with the crowd does have a chance to be the champion. So if it will, I think he's got a legitimate shot at it.
Yeah, I think maybe with the Japan tour coming up in a few months, like they did last year with Baylor, I think they could do the same with Nakamura, or at least tease it anyway.
Rey Mysterio wants to know, who do you hate more, LK? Do you hate Bull Dempsey or Zack Ryder more?
I probably Zack Ryder. I've hated him for a bit longer. But it was nice to see Bull Dempsey go. I will never forget that moment, ever, ever. Watching him tap out like a little bitch.
I kind of hate him because he gets to date Emma. I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, is there no justice in this world?
Yeah, I guess. And, that's what I want. Go on.
She's a hot Aussie that can cook.
And she's dating a goofball. He's a goof. He's nothing more than a goofy sack of shit. And he's I don't know what's wrong with this world. Maybe, I don't know, actually I was going to say maybe he's not a douchebag in real life, but you can just tell he's like that all the time. Just fucking idiot. He probably sits there moaning about the kit to her cooking like he does his roster spot. Emma, why is it not cooked properly? I'm a fucking chef. Oh, you didn't boil the potatoes for long enough. Fucking douchebag, moaning prick. Right, he would be a great podcaster. Zack Ryder would be a great podcast. He would be like, oh, this is bullshit. Why aren't I on Raw? Gets put on Raw. Why am I jobbing on Raw? Gets put on Raw. Beats Chris Jericho. Oh, why did I only beat Chris Jericho? Oh, fuck off, you stupid twat. He gets TV time. That makes me sick. But I'm not. Samoa Joe is my new favorite wrestler because kayfabe-wise, Samoa Joe cost Bull Dempsey his NXT career. So Samoa Joe, go kick Bader's ass Friday night.
All right. Let's see. Next, this is from Ray Mastani. Did TNA sell its shares? I'm not so sure about. I don't know about that. I'll need to look that up. I'll have to maybe look that up and do maybe a stump the. We'll have to add that to like stump the idiot. I'll have to find out on that one. And here's one from Fran Yelly, man. Internet Infantry original, baby. Do you guys think Vince would actually step down and give the company to his son, or will he die running it? Well, I know that Vince McMahon said he will never retire, so I think he'll die running it.
Yeah, I think he'll die running it too. Sad but true.
How would you book the Monday Night Raw after Mania? Oh, fuck.
Dude, that's a stump the idiot. Hit the reset button. Everything needs
to change.
to
I'm about to say, yeah, that's a whole show. That is a fucking show.
Vince should do this. Vince should go, guys, and just walk out. Just literally walk out. Say, guys,
well, there is just write it. I'll go ahead and say this much. I did hear one rumor regarding the women in a reset button come the Monday after Raw.
That could be, but I didn't. See, whenever I read these reports, I always check the two sites. I always check are the Observer and the Torch. If they don't report it, it's bullshit, and they haven't reported it yet. So don't bank on it. Don't bank on it at all.
What type of role do you think Cena would have played in WrestleMania if he wasn't injured?
Taker easily. Yeah. Taker. Cena Taker.
Yeah, I think that was one thing that they were planning. Yeah, he definitely had a big role in it.
Honestly, this is what I think they would have done. I think it wouldn't have been Reigns versus. It would have been Seth versus H. We would have got Reigns versus Brock, Cena versus Taker, Ambrose versus Owens. I think those are the 4 matches we would have got if everyone was, injured that were eligible and healthy in November/September. Honestly, I do. I think that's what we'd have got. But plans change. You got to change with the times, and I want to see Cena Taker. I'm going to be honest with you. Big match, John Taker, 100,000 people. Fuck it. Why not?
Would you want to see a New Day and Social Outcast feud? You know what? I actually kind of would. For some strange reason, I kind of would.
Curtis Axel got TV time. You could put him in a feud with fucking Big Show. I don't care. If he gets TV time, I'm happy.
I just say right now, if you're like the lower card guys with all these guys out injured, this chance is probably not going to come again. So it's your time to make an impression. It's your time to shine. I mean, to step up and make some kind of statement. Because, I mean, when's the next time like 10 of guys on your fucking main roster are going to go out at the same time with an injury outside of like a plane crash?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Fucking, yeah. Go on. Got any more, or is that everything?
Okay, I'm going to go down. I'm just looking for questions now. Would you guys like to see Nakamura versus Brock one more time? I know I would.
Oh, fuck yeah. Especially Brock now. Damn, that'd be great.
Name 5 talents that would succeed outside of WWE. Like in what regards? Like as wrestlers, or is outside of wrestling? Go off to do something else. I need a little bit more specific on this one. If you could go back in time to change a booking decision in WWE, where would you go? I would go back and change the Brock Lesnar snapping the streak.
There's so many bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many to pick from. The thing is that they all lead to one another. They all intertwined somehow, and it's like, oh, fucking hell.
Honestly, that, or I would put the World Heavyweight title on Booker T back in 2003.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I wouldn't have had. I didn't like Austin's heel run in 2001. I wouldn't have had Austin turn heel at Mania.
Actually,
there's no need.
No. I know which one I would change. I know which one I forget those first two. I know the one I would change. I would rebook the entire fucking invasion angle.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it was pretty poor. But then, what could you do when you couldn't get, the Hogans and Nash?
They could have got him.
Yeah, they got him a year later, didn't they? Not even that. Like, literally, it was so funny. Like 2 months after fucking the invasion angle ends, they're fucking on the television. That's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, they magically got all this money, right? They said, "Oh no, we can't get him. It's too expensive." Turner. And right after the invasion angle ends, magically they get all this money. Apparently, Uncle Scrooge must have gave them some money out of the money bin because they got all this money and they got all these big names in.
Only Vince McMahon. Only fucking Vince McMahon. He's such an imbecile.
There is a rumor that the Divas title will be gone. Thoughts? Yeah, I touched on that earlier. We'll have to wait till the Monday after WrestleMania, but that's something I'm probably going to try to touch on it in a different video. Would you book the Wyatt family like the Ministry of Darkness? I would. At this point, I'd take them off fucking TV.
Yes,
I would
for
take
a long time.
I would take them off TV for a while. Right now, Harper's hurt anyway. I would tell them all, okay, look, you guys technically didn't do anything wrong. Go work out, stay in shape.
Get in shape.
Yeah, get in shape. Start looking at, I would make them, look at, make them watch the Ministry of Darkness, and just do something and kind of, I want to say reboot because that word's kind of overused this day and age. But I would bring them back with a different edge to them, and then make them actually a threat. Because right now, I do not buy the Wyatt family as a threat.
I barely see them. Yeah,
he's like that fucking schoolyard bully who talks a lot of shit, but the first time you throw a fucking punch and bust him in the mouth, he cries like a fucking bitch. He goes running to the teacher to tell on you. Yeah, that's the fucking Wyatt family. The Wyatt family is that bully who talks a lot of shit. Oh yeah, I've done all this cool stuff. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you've done. They've always done something better, and they did it earlier, whatever. And they pick on you, and then they run their mouth, and then when they want to, I want to fight. You want to fight, and you're like, okay, fine. And then you punch them right in the fucking mouth. Oh my god, I'm gonna go tell the teacher. That's the fucking Wyatt family.
It's fucking. They're just booked. How could you book those characters so badly in such a short space of time? I can't remember. Have they actually ever won a pay-per-view match minus a match against Ryback last year? I think it was Payback or something like that. I actually don't think Bray Wyatt's won a pay-per-view match. You think he might have won one against Big Match John, like just after he debuted. But after that, he just never wins, the poor fuck. I just feel sorry for the guys because, they got good characters. Their in-ring's pretty damn good. Their promos are out of this world, and they get treated like that. It's not fair.
Do you think AJ's run the WWE will amount to anything important? It's still too early to tell, but yeah, I think ultimately it will.
Fingers crossed. Fingers fucking crossed.
Best love storyline? Oh, easy. Tommy Dreamer, along with Kimona Wanalea and Beulah McGillicuddy. The fucking the lesbian love triangle thing, that was fucking awesome. Where they did the there was one where Beulah lied and said she was pregnant with Tommy's child. Tommy goes out, and this is another wrinkle to the feud he had with Raven. And then it turns out she lied. It turns out she was having an affair with somebody in the ECW locker room, and Tommy Dreamer wanted to find out who he was, and Shane Douglas said, no, it's not a he, and it turned out to be Kimona Wanalea, who was Raven's new valet, and they both left with Tommy Dreamer, and that was just fucking awesome. And who could forget the night that Kimona Wanalea danced atop the ECW arena to the song Spinning Wheel by the group Love Hate, which is still one of my favorites now because of that moment. You're welcome.
I hate them all. I hate it when bullshit like that occurs, but I didn't mind. I remember Niddy and Jamie Noble did their thing where she went blind, and then Noble was just such a dick to her, and it turned out she wasn't blind the whole time, and she kicks the shit out of him. I thought that was pretty entertaining. I just hate, like, dude, it's a fucking wrestling. Your men beating the shit out of each other for a championship or money. Why make love into it? It's just, I don't know. Love storylines have never worked for me. They just never have.
Let's see. Do you think if Shane wins at WrestleMania 32, will WWE get any better? No, because Vince McMahon will still be running it at the end of the day.
Yeah, there'll be no difference. Monday Night Raw, maybe 1-2 weeks after, might be great, and then it'll just be back to normal bullshit.
All right, last two questions, and then we're going to go here. Would you guys mark out if Matt Taven and Adam Cole jump the TNA? I think Taven's a foregone conclusion, and I think Adam Cole re-signed with ROH. I could be wrong on that one, but I heard he re-signed with them, and I think he's with them for the long haul.
Yeah, I think Cole will stick with Ring of Honor, and Taven will get a TNA. I honestly think Taven will get a TNA.
Let's see. Best botched moment? Easy, the Shockmaster.
Yeah. I am the Shockmaster. Sorry, I've always wanted to do that on there.
And now you have. That's That's another check off your bucket list.
Dude, seeing Bull Dempsey's last wrestling match.
That's another check off the bucket list.
Shockmaster, dude, I'm fuck. There's gonna be no ink in the pen left at this rate. Fuck no.
Now what's this? I'm looking at your bucket list here. What's this threesome with Asian twins?
Ah, that's yours. That's the other.
Oh yeah, that is mine. Sorry. All right, so it's time to wrap it up here. Okay, first of all, tell them about your VIP section real quick.
Yeah, a link will be in the description. First 14 days completely free. I've been smashing out content there. I took 2 days off because I didn't want to, because I knew this week's going to be a fucking busy one. This is my 4th show of the night on this channel. I've done because basically Dave gave me the assignments of breaking down and previewing all WrestleMania matches, and I just did the Andre the Giant Memorial one, which is going to be uploaded once this NXT's finished fucking publishing and uploading, which takes fucking forever. So that's a late night for me. It's already 4:15 in the morning, so I've got to wait for that to be done. And I did a Ryback Kalisto one earlier. I did a Daily Dirt for VIPs. What else have we got? We've got Evolve previews coming up for VIPs, Evolve reviews for VIPs. We've done NXT, haven't we? Got Lucha Underground tomorrow that I'm going to watch. Need to watch a Ring of Honor. Yeah, to sign up VIP. I'll put the link in the description if you're watching after on demand right now.
Check it out, man. You'll get your money's worth. And sir, what about the internet rumors, according to the one that I'm starting now, that you're doing the shows topless?
Yeah, I'm completely naked. I do what VIP wants. Basically, every time I say the word digress, I have to go like that. And apparently it's out of this world, so that's why you pay the big bucks. Fuck, I thought you were gonna take your shot off there.
Sorry, my cat just randomly just ambushed me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry, but in the meantime, I want everybody to check us out at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for combat sports. It's where it's where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, it's where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And be sure to check us out at ProWrestling.me. It's the pro wrestling pub for professional wrestling fans. It's absolutely positively free, so check it out, ProWrestling.me. So this is Boom Boom, and for my partner LK, and for Dave Coco, the boom just went bang, and I am out of here.